My name is Rob Bell, and I am the president of 906 Multimedia. 906 Multimedia is a small company that was developed about 5 years ago in response to a book that I wrote um, dealing with poetry. Um, I thought it was important to get some of the information out that I was feeling, and I did it through writing poetry, and it acted as a kind of a therapeutic kind of vehicle to help me get through some of the things that I was going through at that particular time. And so I met or used to meet with a person on a daily basis at lunch, and we would share our ideas with regards to poetry. At that particular time, that person told me I should write a book, and I said, no, I don't think anyone would be interested in anything that I had to say. So, I really didn't pursue it. Sometime later, I did decide to pursue it, and I sent my manuscript out to a number of publishing companies, and just like I thought, nobody was really interested in that. And so, in going through the trials and tribulations of trying to get it published, I met a guy. He said, "Well, you can self-publish," and that's what I did. And so I did all the research that I needed to do to figure out what it is that I would have to do to get a book self-published, and I did that. And lo and behold, I published my first book, Down by Two, which was again a poetry book, and it was a collection of about 75 poems, and it talked about some of my most inner feelings and the things that I was going through at that particular time. And not that it was that significant, but it was significant for me because it gave me a sense of accomplishment, and it gave me a sense of, you know, feeling like that there was something that when somebody else slammed the door in my face, I could kind of flip that around and do it myself. So in doing that, I used to think that I'm sure that there are several people out there that were in the same position that I was in, and probably wanted to do the same thing that I did. And so I decided to start a small publishing company to help people get their work published in the same way that I published my book. And I'm sure that my whole view was not to look at folks from a revenue generating standpoint, but to really just help people get themselves out there. And so the first name of my company was Group Publishing, which was an acronym for giving real opportunities to up and coming people. And that's how we started out. We developed a website. We started soliciting our company as a company that would help folks get their works published. And we got a few bites, but a lot of people really struggle with the concept of self-publishing. I guess about maybe a year into the company, another company called Group Publishing contacted us and said that we was involved in some copyright infringement. And in fact, we were, because we didn't do our research. And we had to take all of our group publishing information off of our work, and we had to do that within 15 days or put ourselves in a position to be sued. So we did that. And it was a lesson learned for us. I did some research in the way that I should have in the first place, and decided to rename the company 906 Multimedia. And we've pretty much stuck to that name and have held that name for the last 4 years or so. We've also gotten away from the concept of being in a position to help folks publish their books. We rather teach folks how to self-publish. And so I developed a sub-company called 906 Works that give people an opportunity through workshops that we provide to show folks how to self-publish themselves without pretty much us doing all the work for them. We basically just provide them with the information and show them the tools that it takes in order for them to become self-published. During the venture, we also decided that we not only wanted to do books, but we wanted to do video. We wanted to do music, and we wanted to do performing arts. And when I say we, I talk about myself and my partner, Lynn Walker. Lynn Walker is what I think is probably one of the most outstanding talents that we have here in the city of Philadelphia. And you're probably never have heard of her because she really flies very low under the radar screen. But in terms of talent, here's a person that's a playwright. She's an actress. She's an author. She's a director, and has written a number of plays to which we have since produced two of those particular plays, and we're in the process of producing our third play. We've also developed and produced a CD where she is the artist on a CD, and her along with myself wrote and co-wrote all of the songs on the CD, and we did about maybe 16 tracks on that CD. We published a book called Tragedy that was written by my son, Rob Bell III, that we really never got a chance to get out there because of some writing errors. And again, it was lessons learned from us in terms of how we need to process and go through this whole thing of being publishers. And so we've made some real serious effort to try to have a company and put ourselves out there and walk the walk of being entrepreneurs and really putting ourselves in a position to control our own destiny. Often you hear me talk about working for other people and how and I've done that for over 20 plus years. And I think I've given the companies that I've worked for my best, the best of the best. I consider myself to be a very innovative, talented, smart, hardworking person, well-educated person. And I think the companies that I've worked for have benefited from all of the things that I've given them. I don't take that back. And at the same time, I don't brag about that. But at the end of the day, any one of those companies can either come in and lay you off for a variety of reasons. May they be funding reasons. They may be you're not the right person for that position at that particular time, or they can just simply come in and fire you and let you go. So again, you put yourself in the position of having someone else control your own destiny. And so throughout those years, I've always been one for wanting to be my own boss and being an entrepreneur and being in control of my own destiny. 906 Multimedia was a way, and is a way, for me as well as Ms. Walker to put ourselves in a position to do that. What I find kind of disturbing is that we don't get an overwhelming lot of support from either our peers or the community at large for the things that we have done. I think people get caught up in this whole, if you're not a big name person, or if you can't do nothing for me at that particular time, then I'm not going to patronize you and help you get through and get along with the work that you do. We felt like we've done some really great projects. We felt that we've done some good music. We felt that we've done some good plays and some good books, and we will continue to do that. But without the support of our peers and the folks in our community, it is quite a struggle for us to move along and grow in the way that we need to. And it's kind of disconcerting. It's kind of it kind of attacks your ambition to a certain degree, especially in the wake or in lieu of the fact that we are a company that has never really been just about ourselves. We've always been a company that has been about trying to grow as a company first, and then once that happens, to help other people, promote other people in the community to do the things that they want to do in terms of the work that they have created and developed and generated. And throughout our tenure, and our short tenure of the last 5 years, we've invested money in other projects. We've invested our time in, stop the violence, stop the madness kind of events throughout the city of Philadelphia. We've created what we call a toy gun drop basket one summer, where we encouraged parents to teach their younger children about the violence of handguns, and through dropping their toy guns into our drop basket, we would exchange it for a toy that was of non-violent nature. And we really didn't get a great response for that. So again, in terms of us being a company that is strictly about profit, that's never who we were, that's never who we ever will be, and that's not who we are now. And again, it's a little disconcerting that people are not patronizing us or understanding us in terms of trying to help our company grow as a business. We've also posted on our website, if you could just help us move along in terms of giving us small donation, $9.06, because we are 906 multimedia. And if we got $9.06 from a number of people to help our company grow, it may be able to put us in a position to hire someone from the community to do some of the things that we need to do. This is not a commentary on asking people to help me build my business, because we're certainly going to continue to do what we've been doing with or without the support. But it is a commentary on, one African American male in this community trying to do something positive and help the community, and not really getting a whole lot of backing from folks out there in the way that folks back other businesses and other people who, for whatever reason, they decided they want to do that. And so we have several projects that's coming up in the future. We are just finishing up on our latest book, Is Someone Hurting You?, which is a book that promotes or helps parents, caretakers, and teachers teach young children how to stay away and stay out of harm's way of predators that could possibly harm them physically, sexually, or mentally. It's a great book. It's got some great themes, poetry. It's really reader friendly. The illustrations are wonderful, and we want to put that out there to help young people or the parents and folks who are responsible for taking care of our young people stay clear of people who will put themselves in harm's way. We have a play coming up, and we've secured 2 weeks at the Walnut Street Theater in downtown Philadelphia, which is very big for 906 Multimedia to secure a theater of that magnitude. And we look to start auditions for that play soon, and hopefully definitely we'll run that play for 2 weeks, probably around May. So now 906 Multimedia is moving on, and one of our mottos is, or our main motto is, we have our hands in everything, and we like to think that we do, and we want to live our dream through entrepreneurship and put ourselves in a position really to control our own destiny and stop relying so heavily on having someone else control our destiny. And it is through our efforts and what we do on a continual basis that we place ourselves in a position to be a role model for other people out there that want to do some of the same things that we're doing. And even if you want to hook up with us, please feel free to do so, because our thing is, if we can eat, then everybody can eat. And if everybody eats, it just makes more of a harmonious situation for all of us who are out here trying to do our own thing and really not put ourselves in a position to have other people control our own destiny. Have a great evening.